Hi everyone, my name is Huddin. Welcome to another session of ASM Make Your Own. Today I will not be doing this alone. I have a friend here with me and she's Eileen.
Hello everyone, my name is Eileen and together we are from the education team of Art Science Museum.
Eileen, last week we commemorated International Plastic Bag Free Day, and on this day people took the opportunity to spread the word that a plastic bag free world is possible and that there are available alternatives out there that we can use to replace a single plastic use, such as a reusable bag. Don't worry, we are not asking you to get more plastic bags from the supermarket. Please use whatever you already have in your household, like in the kitchen. For me, I have a storage bin full of plastic bags. I can reuse them or recycle them, but today we are going to do an upcycling project to make a reusable bag out of these plastic bags. Hey Eileen, you want to share more about upcycling? What is upcycling?
Upcycling is about, finding things that you have at home or, after you buy a watch and you receive the container, you just want to throw it away, but you could have made use of the container to create it into something new, just like what I have here. So this is a container that I got from buying a watch and it's too pretty to throw them away. I love containers, so I use them for storage purposes. So I use them to keep my pills and plaster and medicated oil. This is what upcycling is about. You find things that you want to throw away and give them a whole new purpose.
So it's like giving new life to things that you want to dispose. Cool. So Eileen, are you ready to create a reusable bag together with me?
Yes, let's do this.
Here are the materials you need. You need a bunch of plastic bags. If you want to make a big reusable bag, please use more of the bigger ones. You need a roll of baking paper. You need an iron. Books that are heavy enough to flatten down the plastic sheets later. You need a pair of scissors, a marker, a ruler, masking tapes, clothes pegs or paper clips, and lastly, a hole puncher. Firstly, let's begin by cutting the plastic bags into rectangular sheets. Grab a marker, mark out the areas that needs to be cut, the bottom, one of the sides, and the top part where the handle is, and then we cut it. Okay, so all these excess, you may keep it for later. You can use it for decorations. So open it and you got a plastic rectangular sheet. You need 4 sets of the rectangular sheets. One set of 3 for one side of the bag, another set of 3 for another side of the bag, a set for the decorations, and a set for the handle. Next, lay out the baking paper on the table. Place the cut plastic sheet on it for cutting reference. Place another baking paper above, creating a plastic sandwich. Ensure that there is a border of 2 cm and cut. The baking paper helps to protect the plastic from melting too fast. It's decoration time. Grab all those plastics that you have set aside for the decorations. Use a marker to draw out any shapes that you want. It could be heart shapes, stars, or any other cool shapes that you can think of. Draw them, and after you have drawn them onto the plastic sheets, use a pair of scissors to cut. And remember those plastics leftovers that you have, you can use them to create more patterns. Do a test before you start ironing. Switch on the iron and adjust the heat to the lowest. Get a baking paper and some plastic sheets. Cut these plastic sheets into small squares and then place them in between the baking paper. Once the iron is heated, glide it onto the layered sheets and prepare something heavy to flatten it down. The plastics shrink a little but not too much. Time to iron. Place 3 rectangular plastic sheets above the baking paper and then place the cutout shapes. Lay another baking paper on top and then iron about 20 to 30 seconds each area. Remember to weigh down with heavy books so that it will stop the plastic from shrinking too much. Repeat the same steps for the other set of 3 plastic sheets and then you'll be done making the plastic fabric. For reinforcement, use the masking tape to stick it on all sides of the plastic sheets. Having these masking tapes stuck will help us to easily punch the holes later on too. Now I'm going to hand it over to Eileen to complete the bag.
Let's start off with cutting strips for handles and threading. Now it's time to take out the third set of plastic bag to create strips for plastic threadings and handles for the bag. Fold the plastic sheets from the short ends to the short end. Do not fold too many layers just in case your scissors can't cut through it. Now measure about a gap of 2 cm to 3 cm and mark it on the roll. You'll need them for the threadings and handles later on. Now get a scissors to cut out 9 of such threads. 2, 3, and ta-da! You have 9 of them. Next up, place the inner side of 2 patchwork sheets together. Align the preferred top and bottom together. Now get ready with your hole puncher as we are going to punch holes on the side and bottom of the bag. Be extra careful with the first hole that you are going to punch and also the last hole that you will be punching because you don't want it too near the edge. Pressure in the bag will tear easily also. Now leave about 4 cm to 5 cm gap between each hole punched. Now align the bag and punch, punch, punch. Press a few times as the material with reinforced masking tape can be quite a challenge to get through them, and you can remove the extra beads later on. Leave the preferred top untouched as that's where you want to design your handles later on. Now first, fold the 2 sheets of plastic bag into half and align the corners and fold another half. Now you have the midpoint indicator for handles to spread the load weight. Now these 2 points are for your holes to create handles. Now mark about 2 cm gap on both left and right of the indicator to punch 2 holes on each side of the bag. Punch, 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 press, press, press. Now repeat the same step later on for the other half of the bag. Punch, 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 press, 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 and remove the extra beads. Now make sure when you punch, insert the bag fully into the hole puncher. Now if it gets in the way, you can fold the extra beads into the hole puncher. And ta-da! Next up, we are going to move on to threading. Now pick 3 strips that you have cut earlier on. We are going to thread the bottom and the side of the bag. Now first step is to pick up one of the strips and fold it into a pointy tip. It will be easier for you to thread through the holes. Now align the bag and start threading. You thread these plastic sheets like tying a shoelace. You split the 2 sheets out. Make sure both of these plastic strips are aligned and even. And next up, you're going to slot it in alternately on both left and right. So right side in towards the left, and the left strip into the right hole. Now repeat this step crisscross till the end of the bag. And slot and pull. Once you have reached the end of threading, tie a knot to secure. Remember not to pull it too tightly as the material of the plastic might stretch. Continue the same step for the bottom of the bag and the side of the bag. You should have set aside 6 strips for braiding, 3 for each braid. Now pick 1, 2, and 3. Use a paper clip or a binder clip to hold it together. Now for clearer instructions, I am going to label these 3 strips in A, B, and C. Now we are going to start braiding them. Step 1, cross A over B. And step 2, cross C over A. The left and right strip must constantly overlap the strip in the middle. Criss, cross, and repeat. Once you reach the end, tie knots to secure both ends. And remember not to pull it too tightly as the material might stretch. And ta-da! You have one handle done. Alright, after punching the holes for the handles, we are going to create hoops like this so that we can tie our braids in. I'm going to use the excess plastic I have left from the handles that I trimmed off earlier. Now if you think that it's too wide, half the plastic strip, and it will be also easier to tie off knot later on. Now fold the ends into a pointy tip and slot it in on both ends. And knot to secure. Now remember not to pull it too forcefully because the plastic might stretch. And trim off the excess weight. Now next up, you need to create 4 of such hoops, 2 on each side, front and back, so you can tie on your braids for the handles later on. Now step 1, slot the braids in the hoops and secure with knot. Now step 2, if you already have one handle in, you need to align front and back just so that it's even. And if it's not, you can always retie and secure the knot again. And pull, pull, pull. And secure. And ta-da! Have fun creating your own reusable bag.
Now that circuit breaker is over, you can use all the plastics that you have consumed during that time to upcycle them.
Your little effort plays a part in saving our planet. Thank
Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.